So I'm realizing I never did my follow-up for Latin last week. We did lesson 6, which introduced some special nouns. So the reason these are special is because they have different meanings in the singular versus the plural, or they are only plural and not singular. So we had all of these up. I had them. We took time. We made observations. I'm just going to explain it real quick to you guys. Normally when we get a new noun, for example, let me turn back here, like right here, okay, they'll give you the nominative singular and the genitive singular of the noun. And we can recognize what declension it is based on that genitive singular ending, right? Okay, so these are strange because, let me find them again. If you'll look at these, they're different, okay? We have an aurum, which when you look at your chart over here, aurum is genitive plural. So we don't have the singular plural. And if you'll notice, aurum is nominative and genitive plural of the second declension, neuter. So if we come up here, the neuters in the plural usually have the in the nominative and accusative plural. That's the same thing over here in the third declension as well. But anyway, so over here, that's how we know that because it's aurum, we know it's second declension and it is plural only. So castor, crassorum, and impedimenta, impedimentorum, they are camp and baggage train. So in Latin, they are going to be using the plural endings, but when we translate them to the English, we'll probably still just use the singular English word. So we're not going to say like, you know, the soldier was on the baggage trains, even though in Latin it's going to have a plural ending. I hope that makes sense. So Latin will be plural. When we translate in English, if it makes more sense to keep it singular, then it's totally okay to do that. Then down here, these were interesting because, again, first declension, if we look at first declension, over here we have I, and we have I aurum, okay, and in the singular and the plural. And if you look over here, again, I, singular, I aurum, that's plural. They have different meanings. So basically, if they're finding singular endings for this word, then it's referring to favor, influence, and grace, which is a more abstract concept, okay? If they have the I aurum and they're using the plural endings, it's talking about thanks as in, like we gave thanks for our food, or thank you. So that's a different, it's different than these, even though they are a related concept. And then copia I and copiae, copiarum are, again, the same thing. If you're using singular endings, we have supply and abundance would be what it means. But in the plural, if they have plural endings, we're talking about troops and forces, which feels very, very different. But if you think about it, they do have a similar connotation because I would imagine troops and forces, you would have an abundance of them. Anyway, and then we have this new verb down here, agunt, that we use. We have another verb for give, but when we're giving thanks, we're going to use agunt. So they say they give with gratias, okay? Posuerunt might mean they put or they placed. They might talk about how they put the swords somewhere, all right? But if camp is involved, castra means camp, then you would use, in the English translation, you would say they pitched camp. Okay, they didn't put the camp there, they pitched the camp. So these are just some unique nouns, and I hope that this little video helped clear up any questions you might have on them. So anyway, there's more little notes over here. It's always important to read the note that follows after because they will give you some of the exceptions. One of the other exceptions would be the fact that this is a little strange. You would think troops and forces, since that refers to men, that it would be masculine. But no, it goes against the rule. So they have it marked as feminine. So we're going to name it feminine. Anyway, hope this helps.